So as I wait for my meal, I ordered room service because you know your girl gotta eat, okay? Whatever. I thought I'd reflect on the experience I had today. Now, mind you, I already have arranged a series of different appointments to see different properties in different areas of Nairobi and the outskirts. So, what's in Nairobi and what's in the towns that border that county, the county of Nairobi, right? So, I've had some experience, but this one I want to talk about. There are a lot of, I shouldn't even say a lot, there are some foreigners coming over doing the thing that they do, trying to sell you real estate or trying to sell you tours, trying to sell you something that they can make money because they have no other way to earn income, and that's the low-hanging fruit. I will admit I did the low-hanging fruit too, and then I turned it over to the local people to do it for our company that we have in common. Because I realized really quickly that I am not built for sales. Okay, sales requires you to be able to have a steadfast composure, even if you don't like somebody, even if they make you uncomfortable. I paid, mind you, so this is why I'm giving this review. I'm giving a review of Jam Tours. I paid specifically Jam's tour for an investment tour. Initially, I had asked for a I forgot what it's called, whirlwind type of investment tour, thinking I would see a minimum of 5 properties, right, in one day. That initially was like $100, and then when I asked about it, it was $200. That's like 25,000 Kenya shillings. To me, that is absolutely ridiculous. The best way I can put it, I always thought it was ridiculous. I talked to my husband, he told me to not do it at all, because what does someone who's not an actual Kenyan know about anything that's happening in Kenya? And I was like, no, I want to support, I want to be able to give a review, and hopefully it's positive so that other people can come and do it. So I did it anyway. Should have listened to my husband as always, but I didn't. So what happens with that? I go on the tour, I paid $100, and it was the worst experience I've ever had. The worst. It was uncomfortable start to finish. I think the thing is, the guy that heads up this tour thing, this is his company, Ramesh. He probably works well with other men and with women who want to idolize him. I don't care about that. You know, I shouldn't say idolize, but believe everything that's said. One, I've been to Kenya multiple times. This is not my first nor my second time. So when you've been to somewhere and you've traveled a lot, especially someone like me, I've been coming to the continent since the 90s. Do you understand? The 90s. So I've been coming to the continent for a long time. I try to engage, which I did, and you guys are going to see that if you haven't already, engage the local population, especially local experts in areas that I'm interested in, which I did. And that whole experience is totally different. I'm going to explain it. And I think this is why it's so important not to believe the things that people are showing you on their social media handles and social media channels. And I say that specifically because I was guilty of trying to do real estate in a place that I knew so little about. However, my partner, who is my husband, that was his home, so he knew everything about it. So everything I was sharing was based on what my partner was sharing with me to share with the public. Some I overshared, of course, which I shouldn't have did. But at the end of the day, we realized that I am not good at sales. It's not me, because I got an attitude, and I'm gonna give it to you when I think that you are, some kind of way. I've had and continue to have such a good time in Kenya. Meeting this person was the worst experience I've ever had in Kenya. The worst. Hopefully our paths will never cross again, and I will make sure of that. You might likely see me on his channel because I did do some recording, and he did some recording to me. No problem. I don't don't mind that, but I'm giving you my honest review. And my honest review, if you don't want to be locked into certain investments in which he has a connection, don't go to this person. He doesn't have enough connections with enough developers within Nairobi or Kenya as a whole to be able to give you options. You have one or two, that's it. If you don't go with the one or two, forget about it. That VAAL, real estate, they are Arab Egyptians. They don't even like black people. I would never ever in my life invest a dime with them. Not $2 a nickel, not a euro, not a CD, not a net. You would be a fool to do so. But there's a lot of fools out there, so you might want to do it. I don't know. But I would never, ever do anything with them. I have a video, I'll put it up. The girl was so disrespectful. So these little girls thought they were high shit, honey. They thought they were sitting high on the hog. And I'm just looking like, you know what? If you really have wealth, if you really have assets, if you really have substance, you're not trying to look like you do. And you certainly aren't judging other people simply by the locks in their hair or their very modest way of dressing. Funny. This little girl had the audacity to tell me what I can't afford. Obviously, you don't know me. You don't know anything about me. But could you get on a flight last minute and fly business class across the world and have the ability to have the visa to do it and the ability to have business appointments within that? Nah, I don't think so. So I thought the whole thing was cute. And I had the same response any black woman from America would have is, okay, I don't have shit else to say. Nothing. This dude caught a quick attitude. He didn't even know how to diffuse the situation. He just got pissed off like a small boy. And I was like, oh, okay. No problem. I think that a person like this is good for people who've never traveled somewhere, know nothing, and just want to be led and believe anything that you told. 25,000 Kenya shillings, $200 to get a KRA pin. Boy, bye. No. $100 to be shown 2 properties and a show house where the so-called developer's office is. You cannot be serious. But I paid it. So because I paid it, I'm giving my full and true honest review. And I so wanted to support this particular business. I so wanted to be behind what I was seeing on the YouTube videos. This is why before you invest, as I've told you guys when I lived in Ghana, you know I'm in Germany, but Ghana is my home. I can come and go at ease. My husband is Ghanaian. Remember that. Don't forget it. Right? And so is my bloodline. So I can come and go as I please. You have got to, regardless if it's land, if it's a condo, if whatever it is, you need to go out and actually be on the ground and visit.